guys, this is Warren's first video about himself. Be supportive, give him some views, and he's doing it for the lads. And you guys might also be interested. Bye! Love you guys! Subscribe!
Yo guys, what's good? So basically I'm coming to you today to talk to you about a hair transplant I had about 6 to 8 weeks ago. Now, it's not aimed specifically just for the guys, because girls, you can get it too. Now, I personally feel that a man's hair is a man's makeup. So when I started to recede, I felt a little bit embarrassed. I started styling my hair to cover the recede. I wanted to spike my hair, but then I had to change it to a crop to cover it. I'd love to be able to slick it back. I've done research on research and research about it, but I never took the final step to actually getting it done. I searched loads of clinics in Turkey, clinics in London. I wanted to make sure that the results I got, that I've seen on other people firsthand, were basically, you know, there's a lot of stuff on Instagram that says, you know, people can edit pictures, it might not be their pictures. So I went with a company called KSL Clinics, based over in Kent. I seen the results before and after on a couple of the guys because I know them. I know a couple of people that have been there. Once I saw it in person, the results before and after, I was like, okay, yeah, this clinic is for me. I read nothing but good reports, so I inquired, which was the first step in my journey. I took the first step and I never regretted making that step. I had a consultation, I spoke to them, they broke it down step by step. The day of arrival, what they would do, how's it going to get done, who's doing it, the team, everything from start to finish. So I was like, wow, wow. Do you know what I mean? There's me walking around for years, a gust of wind, and I'm just like flapping it back here, like, to now some guy telling me that you can have your hair like this, it would look like this. He drew something on the computer for me, and I was just like, do you know what? Like, let's do it. Like, so we booked it in, and I was all like, like, okay, like, you know, it's gonna happen. I got there on the day. Hi, I'm Warren Phillips, and I'm at KSL getting a hair transplant today. I stayed in a hotel the night before, just around the corner from the clinic, because I didn't want to drive 3 hours to Kent in the morning. I was going to have a procedure. Now the procedure was about 6 to 7 hours. So I didn't want to have that, then drive all the way home. So I stayed in a hotel, I had a good night's sleep, I had a little bit of breakfast, and I turned up at the clinic. They asked me a couple of questions, how I felt, they're like not to worry. I met the doctor that was doing it. They was all just really lovely and made me feel real welcome and calm. Because even though they explained to me what was going to happen, I was still nervous, like apprehensive, because it's not kind of an everyday procedure that you get. It's not like going to a dentist, or you've had a filling, you know what it's going to feel like. Oh, you've had a vaccination jab, you know what it feels like. So even though they told me like it doesn't really hurt and like bits and pieces, you're still a bit like, okay, like what's going on? So I got there, we explained everything, they ganged me up and they shaved my head at the back, and then they drew the hairline on. I checked it and I was like, yeah, that looks great. Like the first time it looked great. The doctor then looked at me specifically and was just like looking, like pinpointing it, like measuring it to make sure that it was symmetrical. Like He was there for 5 minutes, closing one eye, closing another, trying shit, don't work, trying shit. So I was like, okay, look to the left, look to the right, hey. So he was there and I was looking and I was like, okay, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, are you sure? And he was like, uh-huh, and I was like, you ready? He's like, yeah, and I said, let go. I laid on my front on like a massage table. Shame that wasn't a happy ending at the end of this one, but I laid on my front with my face in the hole, and he put some injections into the back of my head, around the like around the outside. No, I can't feel it.
Okay, so it's going all numb now, is it?
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, let's stop it down.
How was the pain then?
It was just a little sharp scratch. Just numbed it. Now, in all honesty, I would say the worst part about the procedure is the injections in the back of the head, because to numb it, they need to go in to the back of the head with a needle, obviously with nothing there. So for that 30 seconds, it was a little bit, I wouldn't say painful, but it was a little bit discomfort there. Apart from that, like, everything was fine, and then like 30 seconds to a minute later, he was like, does that feel okay? And I didn't feel a thing. Like, it felt like someone, you know when you get your hair cut and there's like zzz, zzz, zzz on the back of your head, it felt like, it sounded like the clippers was touching the back of my head, but it was just like dots, like zzz, 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 but you can feel the pressure, if you know what I mean? And that's when they was punching holes over the follicle. So you have the hair and the instrument punching a hole over. Yeah, it was, didn't feel it. I think I fell asleep for a little bit. So what they did is they puncture a hole over the hair follicle, and then they pull out the individual hair strand with the bulb still attached on the bottom, and then they place them in like a tray with saline and keep that safe and sterile to the side.
Okay. So in effect, you're going to get about, you can see the light there. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. So all of these grafts can go into a little pot there.
Okay.
That's saline.
Okay.
And that stores the graft whilst you're extracting. Okay? Alright?
They just made me feel real comfortable, always checking if I was okay, like if I need to adjust my neck or anything, because you are there for like 2-3 hours. Then it made me feel real comfortable. So after extracting the hairs out the back of my head, 2,000 hairs out the back of my head, I then stopped for a little bit to eat. I had a drink, I took a breather, they're like, you okay, feel fine. Once again, they checked the hairline again to make sure I was happy. They're like, are you sure you're happy? And I'm looking, and they drew it, and I was just like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it looks great. And he's like, you sure? Yeah. So I sat down, he put some injections around the perimeter of where the lines were.
So how was the anaesthetic compared to the back?
The front was much more comfortable, I'll say.
Yeah, apart from the front line, it doesn't really sting in the rest
The
of
back wasn't bad, just a bit more uncomfortable than front was. The front.
As you can see, we're using the smallest needle, which is used essentially for both sides. So we're giving it really slowly and evenly spread. Okay.
You could see, you can see slightly here and there, that's where it's gonna grow. And it's starting to grow a little bit in here. When it was numb, I had a mirror and he was like, you sure that's the hairline you want? So we went over the hairline probably 4 or 5 times before he actually made the incisions into my hair. As you can see, he's making the incisions with an instrument, individually making the holes, and individually putting each hair follicle into my head.
So that they're crisscrossed.
Yeah.
Can you see them like in between the others? Yeah? See, look, in between.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can you see it? It's not directly behind, so that's to give like a more, that when the hair grows it looks really thick, like that. So look in between the gaps. Can you see it? And the direction, if you see that way, it goes that way, that goes that way.
So I'm coming to the final stages now and I can't feel a thing. I've checked my hairline about 3-4 times and it's bang on. It looks perfect and I can't wait to see it. Feels alright, can't feel a thing. Comfortable.
Yeah. Almost halfway through. As you can see, the hair's going in nicely. Tiny little holes.
Now as this was going on, they're working from behind you. So up on the screen in front of me, I was just watching Netflix.
Relaxed?
Very.
What are you watching?
Like the injections in the front was, I didn't feel the injections go in. Like it was so, if you've ever had Botox or anything like that, it was on par like that. You can't really feel it. And then before I knew it, like my hair was like done. Once it was done, the first 4 days is critical, like critical. You can't put anything like a t-shirt over or anything or a hat, because if you touch the hair, there's chances that because they've just been inserted that they could fall out, and the last thing I want to do is jeopardize anything that I've been through. After the second day, my face started to swell up. Now it's natural for your head to swell. You have to think you've had 2,000 incisions made in your head, but it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all, and it was just a bit of swelling on my head. So basically, as you know, I had a hair transplant. This is day 1.
Are you sure it's not hurting you?
No, it's fine, baby.
I hate doing stuff like that. Okay, stop.
It's a bit swelled up, as you can probably see. Like, I feel comfortable, there's no pain or anything like that, but I'm coming out here, yeah, and I'm looking like Alan off Toy Story. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, you know the guy who like goes all crazy over birds and he's like, do you know what I mean? So it's just killing my vibe at the moment, I'm not even gonna lie. But basically, for the first 4 days, I gotta be using this. Basically this is saline and I spray it 3 times. So I spray it on the side, middle, and on the other side. Now I leave that and I just wipe my brow and I don't touch anything on top. So I do this for the first 4 days. I'll be coming back at you with another video at the 5th day and let you know what's going on. Guys, this is day 3. I'm swelled up, looking like a fucking dolphin. Come out here looking like Free Willy. It swelled up, I think about day 7, day 8, it started to go. It just went. But at the start I looked like a dolphin, I looked like some out of Shark Tale.
So Warren, what day are you on?
Today guys, I'm on day 5.
He looks like a human.
Yeah, my swelling's gone down on my head, still a little bit around my eyes. Managed to have a shower this morning. So I let the water hit the back of my head, as you're not meant to have direct water hitting the front because of the scabs in the hair follicles still. So yeah, I had a shower, so now this is the stage I'm at.
Right. Yeah, now turn slower. Oh, yeah. come in a bit more. Perfect. Bit out, further out. There. Okay, stay still. Stay still.
Yo guys, I'm on day 5. I've had a shower. I let the water hit the back of my head, let it trickle to the front. Still haven't touched it. My face has gone down slightly. Still holding it a bit around my eyes, but my head has definitely gone down. So yeah, man, decent. The back of my head is still a little bit sore. So I'm putting aloe vera on it every hour or so. And yeah, guys, I'm feeling I just want to be human again. Like the swelling's going down. I'm starting to see like myself, but you know, the 4th day was probably the worst for the swelling. My forehead was out, my eyes was out. Like when I was blinking, I could feel it in the eyes. Felt like I'd been punched in the face. Well, it looked like I'd been punched in the face, but I never had no pain at all. A lot of people was like, oh, you don't need that doing, but I've had it done, so I must have needed it if the clinic said we can do something. Like, so if I didn't need it, why is it that? So if it makes you feel better about yourself and it makes you feel more confident and put that spring back in your step, then do it. Your girlfriend, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, you don't need it. But if you want it, get it done. I'm only a DM away. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you're thinking, and I'll reply back to as many of you as I can. For the first 4 or 5 nights, you gotta sleep with like a travel pillow up in bed, like upright a little bit, a bit of an angle, because they don't want to risk you rolling over when you're asleep, touching it, and then the hair falling out again. So I was having a bath for the first 4 days, just jugging water over my shoulders and just washing my face with my hands with no soap, because I didn't want to. But then day 5, I was allowed to like wash my hair gently by letting the water hit the back of my head and trickle to the front. So if you can imagine the shower above your head, you put your head forward, let it hit, and it trickles down the front. And then I was just using baby shampoo. Best feeling in the world is washing your hair after 4 days, I can assure you. Yo guys, so day 11, all the scabs are gone. Little tenderness on the back. I woke up like this. Don't worry about that. So, yo guys, so this is where we're at. So it's slowly starting to fall out a little bit, which is meant to do. No discomfort, the back of my head's fine. It's been about 3 weeks now, so yeah man, back to normal. Guys out there that train, you can't train 4 to 5 days before your treatment, and you can't train for 2 weeks after. For me, I was scratching at the walls. After like 9-10 days, I felt fine. I was like, I could go gym now. Like I'm wearing t-shirts over my head. I'm washing my hair a little bit better than what I was. Like, but there's always that risk, and they know what they're talking about. And I'm glad I waited. I think I waited 15 days in the end, because I didn't want to. I wanted that extra day just to make sure. 17 days after, I was playing football, I was heading a ball, and it's fine. But every step of the way, if something didn't feel right, I was like, I'd message them. I was like, are you sure this is meant to happen? Yeah, this. And I have no regrets to go into KSL, and I'm really happy with how I've healed. I just can't wait for the regrowth. I'm really happy, and I just can't wait to style my hair how I want to style it, all thanks to KSL. I'm gonna grow it long, I want to slick it back, I want to spike it, and I'm gonna look like I was never receding in the first place. To me, that's a man's makeup. Yeah, guys, I can't sweat at you. Just make the first step in inquiring. KSL will tell you everything you need to know. Just go and have a chat and see how you feel, because if you was like me and you're there and you're searching it and you don't know where to go and what clinics to go, just go there and just speak to them. That's all you need to do. They're not going to pressurize you into booking. They're not going to pressurize you into anything. They'll just talk to you, and I can assure you Once you leave that place, in your head you're going to be like, I want to get booked in, I want to get this done. Make the first step, inquire. They won't pressurize you into booking, but I can assure you, if you go there, you're going to want to get the ball rolling. Good luck with your journey. I hope you like the results. I can't wait to see mine, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for stopping by. Please like, please subscribe, and please leave positive comments, because if you don't, I'll come for you. Nah, joke. Thank you. Take care.